baby. This is the show where it's okay to be you. We're talking from Yale to jail and from the church house to the pimp house. Nothing's excluded on Shop Talk. So if you don't have a phone, I suggest you borrow one. Call in and voice your opinion live every Saturday morning from 10 a.m. to 12 noon. Yeah, that's right, 10 a.m. to 12 noon. Don't forget to Shop Talk with your girl, because right here, we keeps it real. Good morning to my lovely people. How y'all feeling this morning?
Wonderful and happy Juneteenth, everybody. My people.
Yes.
Definitely.
Recording in progress.
How y'all feel about it? Juneteenth. How you feel about it?
Another small step. It's another small step, but we got a long way to go.
Okay.
Definitely. Exactly.
Okay, so what do you say to those who...
It's like they just...
Go ahead, Ava.
I said it's like they just like throwing pebbles at us, ripples in the water. It's like we're going to see how they feel about that before we do something else. So we got to keep our foot on the gas and keep pressing for more. Right.
Okay, so tell me, what do you... Or how do you feel about those who actually say, we gave you this, we gave you that, and you still want more?
Because we want the same thing everybody else gets. Well, we want the same thing they get, put it that way.
Okay, let's talk, honey. Let's shop talk.
Listen, we want the same privileges white people get, okay?
Okay, we know. It isn't about what you gave us, it's what we deserve.
What we deserve.
Okay. All right.
First of all, with the help of some of our shiesty people,
y'all
came across halfway across the world, on the other side of the world, trudging through water, disturbing our people. We didn't ask to come here. Our ancestors did not ask to come here. Y'all stole us. With the help of some of our own people, but y'all stole us. We didn't ask to come here. We didn't ask to be y'all slaves. We didn't ask to work for y'all.
Okay.
So, yeah, we deserve it. Everything. 40 acres and a mule, all that. Reparations, whatever. We deserve it all.
Yes.
Okay. How you feeling about Juneteenth, Ava?
It's weird because everybody's like, it's a national holiday. And I'm like, y'all didn't even know what it was last week.
Exactly.
So it's like we got these bandwagon people who, happy we got another holiday, but they don't understand the whole background behind it. I'm like, y'all don't even know your history. Why don't y'all go back and do some reading, some research, and understand why they may have threw it on the calendar now, but it's always been a date to remember.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
Since 1865, you better know it.
Let me tell you what's so it's so different, and I know this is kind of off a little bit, but we got 1864, and I was talking to a friend of mine. I actually was we were talking, and I was like,
it was so
it was 8
It's so different, and I know this is.
Let me get this going. Sorry, y'all.
Look. And I was talking to a friend of mine.
You hear me echoing? Look. I guess that needs to be like.
It was 8.
That needs to be repeated.
It's so different, and I know this is. Let me get this going. Sorry, y'all.
Wait a minute. Let's get that going. Look. Let's get the.
People in the back.
You cannot like.
That needs to be repeated.
I'm gonna hold on 1 second, lovely people. Let's get this going. All right, I had to do. Look, I had to mute it. Hold on a second. It's got these technical difficulties. That's what I get for doing it myself. I tell you, I try to. Look, look. I'm like, I try. There we go. Boom. Okay. All right, we got. Listen, Nick, you got to get back in the studio.
Yes.
I need my people back in the studio because she ain't doing a good job here. All right, so
that just shows you wasn't paying attention. They was like, you supposed to pay attention when you push these buttons.
Right. That's it, for real. I was like, it's repeating. Hold on. So I was talking to a friend of mine on the phone, and I was like, 1864. She's like, well, what happened in 1864? I said, that was like the Civil War. So all of these dates, are floating around in my head. Mm-hmm. And it's like, okay, wait, we got this, we got that. And just like you were saying, Ava, it's little pebbles. However, people that know me know that I'm always about celebrating each moment, each achievement. So, and I like the fact that, I like Nick, and that's why I got you on, where you be like, I don't agree with you. I like that. We need that. You know what I'm saying? Keep it at 100. Keep it 100. I want to introduce, I'm going off topic because Nick, you started it with the Happy Juneteenth. Let me introduce today's guest, which is Get Fit Ava. She getting fit. Listen, she has kickboxing.
It's just G Fit.
It's G Fit?
G Fit.
Standing for what?
G Fit.
What does G stand for?
God Fit.
Oh, God. Oh, that's even better. So let's give it up for G Fit. God Fit. I'm thinking it's Get Fit. Hey, you do it with kickboxing. You do aerobics. What else is it?
Kettlebell. I do strength training. I do a boot camp. I teach indoor cycling. I do it all. I'm an avid athlete, as you say. I'm not a runner. I'm an athlete. So I incorporate everything I've taken over the years. Then I got some certification behind it, and I just like to have fun.
That's it.
If you're not gonna laugh, we gonna sweat. We gonna call on the Lord because my halfway through you're gonna be like, oh Lord, she got us doing what?
And that was you all on the floor and everything.
I like it.
You're not allowed to pass out in my class, though. I got a motto. I say that to people.
Okay, let's give her a Shop Talk warm welcome. We be doing it. Look, I got that together. Look. But like we on our way. I'm gonna have this thing down pat. I ain't gonna need nobody else in here. I do need him to come on back though. Look, get the music like hello. Like I need y'all to come on back. Now you say you do everything. So you do the cycling. Now that cycling thing, I think. Listen, that cycling thing. I'm gonna go ahead and just knock it on out real quick.
Okay, go ahead.
Like I can't do the cycling. I can't do the treadmill. I can't do any of that. You want me to tell you why? I am such a visual person and I'm all about advancement and moving forward that physically I have to move forward. I have to see where I come from. I have to see from whence I came. You know what I mean? You on a cycle, we're not going nowhere. Like I'm still here. Like you're next to me still. And that's why
oh my goodness.
I don't do good. I don't do good on stuff like that. The treadmill, you walking in place. I need to see advancement. I am that person. Totally.
You need to get like a Peloton bike where you got the screen in front, like you going through the mountains in the valley, even though you're not going nowhere. But like you look like you're going somewhere.
I'm pretending. That's pretending.
Right.
Like we look.
I got an old school bike that I get out on the trail and bike with too. So you know, you can still come.
Okay, look, this is for Nick.
I'm working up to the one with the motor in it. I'm working.
There you go. There you go. Look, this one for Nick. I'm pretending like we were free. I'm like, look, this one for Nick. Let's give it to her. That is too funny. But now, Ava, I heard you say at the very beginning when you were talking about how you had your bandwagoners.
Yes.
Those are the people bandwagoners. For those who don't know, those are the ones that just jump on like, what's the new thing? Let's hop on.
Yep.
So, they didn't know about Juneteenth, and you were saying you have to know your history. Research it. I always say that. Research it for yourself. You have to look into things, but here's the thing. You have to want more. That's why today's show is say it, say what you want, visualize it, see what you want, and implement it. Do it. Do what you want. So that's why I had today's show, and listen, that's really good G-Fit God Fit. So we had the lovely Ava to come on the show, and let's talk about getting ourselves together. There's a lot of people that want to get fit. Mm-hmm. It's important to be God fit. Preach! Somebody better preach up in here. Like, they'll be like that. Okay. That, see?
What?
See?
Like when I first came up with the name came probably 20, 25 years ago before the business even started. And, got shut down there, and I said it wasn't time for that.
Wait.
You put God first.
Wait. Slow down. There's a word. You came up with the name first 25 years ago, so you said it. Okay, now go.
It wasn't time. People wasn't ready to hear the whole story behind it.
Okay, well, let's rock. We got a little bit of time. Let's rock.
We got to rock. Most people was like, I'm going to come work out with you, but they wasn't serious. Like, you come to my class, I got from worship music to old school R&B to some reggae. We'll stop and pray. If a sister is struggling, I'll stop a class in a minute and go into prayer. And
okay.
It's not all about the physical with me. It's about your mental and your spiritual as well.
Me and Nick gonna be in the prayer line.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
We gonna be in the prayer line. We gonna be like, break. Go ahead.
You just trying to get a break. I can't breathe. Can we get some prayer?
Well, go ahead.
It's just the whole thing encompassed together. There's no separation. You can't say I went to the gym and worked on my physical temple when you didn't work on your mental temple. Boom.
Okay.
I like her.
Niggas it, right?
The physically fit people that's just as crazy as HEWR said.
Look.
Because they don't went to like, you gotta get these supplements and you gotta take this protein, you gotta do this. I tell you, I'm not a nutritionist. I still like to eat.
Okay.
Sometimes they take it way to the extreme where you end up hurting your body in other ways. I know people who's been on these protein diets and all this other stuff. Now your kidneys is bad because you ain't really follow the background behind all that. I'm just gonna do this, I'm gonna do that. You ain't following full through. You can't do stuff half-stepping and expect to get 100%.
Now that's true. That's true, and I'm glad you did bring that up regarding like the kidneys. You got to put that water in. You got to flush it. That's the filtration system. You got to put that water in the body. You definitely do. You said they'd be off the chain. Like, do you remember Saturday Night Live? Am I dating myself? Saturday Night Live with the two muscle dudes.
I'm older than I look.
Then you remember the muscle dudes? We are here to pump you up. That's why I was like, am I dating myself? Listen.
We all date ourselves.
Right. Yes.
We all up there.
Yeah. Yes, definitely. with the program that you have, your G Fit, is there certain days that people come? Or is it certain days, certain things like what's that cycling thing called again?
I just call it indoor cycling. My class is more like a soul cycling because you get some AJ, some Whitney. I gotta have a beat. I just can't be here just telling. Like you say, don't know where you're going. I'm having a party.
Okay.
Okay, so it's like a dance.
Yeah.
Okay.
That makes you want to get on people and pushing. Okay.
Get some old salt and pepper. We take it back.
Okay, wait a minute. So what we're gonna have to do is one person at a time because it cuts the other person off. All right? We had to just put that out there. All right, so Ava, go ahead. You said, so you got a DJ over there.
Well, I am the DJ.
Oh, I heard that.
In my mind.
It's all right. It's just playing music.
Yes, I probably got about 20, 25 different playlists on my phone. My son let me use his Tidal account, praise God. And so I got playlists. I'm like, what we gonna play today? And like I say, and then you still, like I say, you gotta go back. Some of this new school music, we ain't got no beats. Then I can't play because it ain't got no good words to it. So most of my stuff, we dating ourselves. We going back to play the music that we can jam to and enjoy ourselves as well as work out.
Okay, Nick, you had a question for Ava? Look.
Oh, no, I didn't know. I was agreeing with that. That's what I like. That's the kind that give you motivation to get out there when you got some music to jam to instead of that just boring. I want to jam. I want to be motivated to dance. And if I'm motivated to dance, I'm going to exercise. Because basically dancing is exercise. So here you go.
That's why everybody was so thin back in the day.
Yep.
Dancing, sweating. Didn't even care. Up here sweating, doing the Roger Rabbit, musty. Somebody coming over to you, musty. Talk about something. Can I get your number? You like, oh, okay. Like,
we didn't care. Don't nobody dance no more.
No.
That was the normal. Oh, he was jamming. That was like that smell. You know, it was just. Now we like, right? Like, oh, he don't smell good. Like, yeah, we do be clowning. We be like, look at that cat. If somebody actually did that now, you'd be like, oh, because we have normalized standing and nodding. And I got a problem with. I was like, wait, y'all don't dance no more?
Right.
And I'm with Snoop.
I got some line dancers, some old school, these ladies older than all of us probably. They line dance me under the floor. I'm like, y'all legs ain't tired.
We're just like, what's going on? Now, you know what? Now, when line dancing first came out, do y'all remember the first line dance?
Chanted Evening? Was that the first one?
Go ahead, Nick.
Wasn't it the electric slide?
That was our stuff, but keep going. Take it back a little further.
The chicken dance? I don't know.
Boom! The chicken dance! You said the chicken dance, and then the YMCA, the Village People.
Oh yeah, no, they went even further then. That was the first one, wasn't it?
Listen, I don't know.
Yeah,
it was right. That's what I was going with the YMCA, the Village People. Then you got the chicken dance. But listen, I can't. I got to tell y'all. I'll tell y'all this in a month after I play it because I don't want anybody hip to what I got going on with the DJ skilling. Look, with the DJ skilling. But I think the line dancing is really great exercise, as you were saying, Ava, especially for older people or waiting on that person to come ask you to dance because fellas aren't dancing no more.
No. Not at all.
They're not. It's like, so you will be sitting in your chair rocking, jamming, chair dancing. You know, people can really get that. They can chair dance off the hook.
Tap that foot.
And listen, and get up and cannot dance. Like, I got the rhythm set this way. Get up. You be like, I thought they was jamming. But fellas aren't dancing anymore. How do we change that? How do we change that?
They rather stand around, talk less, just take their little shots, drink their beer, and be watching movies. That's what they want to do instead of getting out there and dancing anymore. They just want to sit there and talk about everybody, the females dancing. But why females got to dance with each other in order to entice y'all to come and dance? My husband loves to dance, though. He really do.
See, that's
and
a good
he said
thing.
that nobody like to dance when you go out no more.
Well, here's my question. Is it because the females are twerking and not requiring them to dance? Like, since everybody on the dance floor twerking, so what else is there to watch if everything's shaking?
Just going out there and work on, I guess.
Wait a minute. What'd you say, Nick?
I said, just going out there and fellas to get twerked on. They'll turn their butt to you twerk.
And all they got to do is, and they just stand there.
Yeah, that ain't no fun either. That ain't no fun.
That's disrespectful. Ava, what's your thoughts?
Well, everybody ain't out there twerking, so I just think, and they're not really going. I would say there is nowhere for the fellas to actually dance anymore. They don't really see dancing. I'm an old school movie. I like musical movies and stuff like that, so you would see that. These movies now, they don't really show dancing. If they do, they show hand dancing, and nobody really wants to learn that. They think that's corny.
Do you teach?
I like it. I just haven't learned it yet.
Oh, I'm about to say, do you teach hand dancing?
No, I didn't teach.
I need somebody to teach.
What'd you say, Nick?
I said, I need somebody to teach me. I've been trying forever. My mom used to try to teach me, but I couldn't get it together.
Okay. Look, when we come back, when we allow back out, because even though everybody else is out, I'm not ready to be out yet. That's when I'll teach you. We'll have our own little hand dance class. Okay. You'll be ready. Hey, you and him both. Like, I teach you, you teach him, and y'all be ready at the wedding. like at the wedding, the reception. Because that's what people really do it at. You be like, okay. Or is it out of order? Or, you know what I mean? Like a certain age, you be like, okay, I'm supposed to do this at a certain age. I'm not supposed to be Roger Rabbiting or what we got there. Well, I still prep. Look, I'm like, I still prep. You know what I'm saying? Cabbage patching, right. All those other dances. Is it like, do you hit a certain age and you're like, okay, at this point, I need to stand on the wall. At this point, I just need to nod my head. You know what I mean? At this age, it's time for me to hand dance. Like, what's happening? Are we taking on what society says is appropriate for what age? Because we surely ain't taking on the clothing.
Right.
We're not taking on the clothing at all. Some of this stuff is different. Now tell me this. So, Nick, you talked about the guy standing on the wall watching the girl's butt. So seeing who they could pretty much take home. Right. And this has been going on for a long time. You had your house party when you were young, and then they knew who they was going to link up with behind the washer or whatever. Then you had college, and they knew who they was going to take back to the dorm already. Now, right. I have noticed, even talking to younger females, that sex is just as callous to them as it was to guys back in the day. Now, I don't know what, now you have the guys that grew up and they're like on to something different. But listen, I witnessed this. One of my homegirls, we went out one time. And this guy she hooked up with. So I'm using air quotes for the listening audience. And the next time she seen him, he kept coming over to her. And then he came to me and he was like, what's up with your girl? How come she won't talk to me? And then she went and she said to him right on the side of me, music playing. But listening to music and being around it for a long time, you can hear the people, believe it or not. And she was like, oh no, it was what it was. That's it. He was crushed.
Hurt his feelings.
He
thought he did something.
And then, right, because clearly he didn't. Clearly. Because it wasn't like reverse or anything. But she was like, oh no. She was like, it was what it was. That's it. So, And she was, she was younger. What's happening?
You know what though?
Go ahead.
That's how it be. If they ain't work at dawn, the women go about their business and the men be sniffing. But if they got a package on them and they know what they doing with it, even if they ain't, if they know what they doing, but the women be after them. But when they don't know what they doing, we be like, whatever, and keep on rolling, and they be like, chase it, don't chase me, bro.
It's like role reversal.
Yep, exactly.
Okay, so do you think that looking at now at this age, do you think the nerds are winning? And I'm using air quotes. Don't take me off YouTube. This whole cancel culture thing is like, don't cancel.
Yeah.
Do you think the nerds are winning now? So just think back. It was like, just think back, and you're gonna blossom. You remember that? You're gonna blossom. You're gonna be there. Where you had people who weren't comfortable with who they were, and it's like, well, when you grow up, you're gonna be this. And I'm sure they said with the fellas, you get a good job, you're gonna get that beautiful girl you always wanted. So that's why I was asking, do you think that the nerds are winning?
In some cases, because pretty boys made outside. They think they prettier. Listen, if you spend more time in the mirror than I do, bro, I don't want you.
You don't?
If he spend more time in the mirror than me, no. No.
All right.
You spending more time. Ain't nothing wrong with getting yourself together, but if you cutting in more time in the mirror, you spending more time in the mirror prepping yourself, and nah, bro, because we already know. Nah, dog. It's all about your business. You pretty for me.
All right,
I don't want guys spending more time in the mirror than me either. I had a problem with that.
Right. You say you got a problem with that. Like, hold on, let's see. All right, Ava, I want you to give the information out. What times are your classes?
Well, Monday and Wednesday is straight virtual classes via Zoom. Monday at 6, Wednesday at 7:30 at night.
Okay.
Monday is called Core Cardio Craze. I named all these crazy names to my classes purposely,
okay,
so you never know what you're going to get into.
Right. I'm like, Core Cardio Craze. I don't want to do that one.
No.
Look, I got to build up to it.
Honestly, Monday night is probably my easiest class. I'll be true.
Okay, so when you say virtual, now when you say virtual, what are you doing virtually? So you just is it like a gym class on television?
Yeah, I'm in my basement.
Okay.
Got my mats. We do weights. We do something straight. We do chairs. Whatever comes to my mind.
Okay.
Honestly.
Okay.
I get to use my imagination.
Okay, that's awesome. I might have to get on the Monday evening after I get off brown skin.
Check me out.
Yes, and get on and see what's happening. Now, do I need to bring a care package?
No.
Now, I need to know. Because I went to
I usually say what you need for class. If you're going to need a couple weights or a chair or something straight. Most time it's just more about your body weights that we use. Because I do kettlebell.
And strengthening. So it's strengthening. Yeah. Okay. Now.
You definitely will feel muscle messing with me. Yes, I've traveled to my car, ladies.
Oh, good. I seen you leaving the gym. Here, that's why I was like, let me hurry up and grab her before she go. I went to, was it Zumba? Wasn't that what everybody was doing?
Yes.
Okay, so I was bandwagoning.
Bandwagon.
Listen, I went there to have one of my friends, T, talk me into going. And I went there. So I'm like, Zumba, okay, because I like to dance. So I'm thinking it's like back in the day, I could get this. All the cardio we was doing. Listen, I should have had a caddy with a towel, water bottle. I needed a spray bottle. I needed some Tylenol. I was like, you know what I should have did? I should have took I should have took like ibuprofen actually for the muscles. And before I went to class. Now,
Guys who taught that class, I might have an idea.
Valerie.
Oh Lord, not Val.
Valerie, it was Valerie. Listen. I have been so scarred, I will never forget her.
Valerie is my friend, but I love her to death. When I first met her, I was like, you ain't got good sense.
It was listen, and just as you said that it was a lot of older people be line dancing, it was a lot of older people getting it. So I was feeling bad.
Yeah.
I was feeling really, really bad. I was like, okay, so I said, I'm going to get me a gym membership. So I got a gym membership and it made me feel worse. Let me tell you why. It made me feel worse because I'm on this treadmill, not going nowhere. I said, well, let me try this, okay? And it monitors your heart rate.
Mm-hmm.
I got on that treadmill. I wasn't even going fast. My heart rate was about 114, I think, 115 on the treadmill. And I'm going on a smooth coast, okay? I'm not even like boom, boom, boom. Well, this lady looked to be about 102 next to me. Heart rate 76. I said, I quit the gym. So yeah, I quit the Zumba class and I quit the gym. Now, I want to tell you, lovely people, me and my quitting self on exercising will be doing a marathon. Yes, Nick, I'm doing a marathon July 5th.
Yes. Well, it's a 5K. It's a
5K.
3.1 miles, actually.
I think I can do that, but let me tell you what got me. You ready?
Uh-huh.
Now, they said they was going to have water stations, and I was like, okay, that's good. Mm-hmm. But they said they're going to have apple and banana stations.
Yes.
So I decided I wasn't going to run. I'm going to probably walk. Now, is this... and eat my apple? Now, I want to know... Probably talking to people. So I'm wondering, is this one of those everybody gets a trophy? Am I going to get a participation badge? Or, because I seen it said an award. I already know I lost the award. Now, y'all, I always encourage you to do your best. But I'm going to tell you, my best is to talk and eat an apple. Y'all shouldn't have said no apples and bananas. Look at Nick. Nick, you know already. I said, oh, they having apples. They having food. So I'm like, this is good. So I could just mosey on and I'll move ahead at my pace. Because I don't want to pass out. You know, my heart rate. I told you I was on a smooth stroll at 114. So, right. So I'm like, I'm just going to be chilling. And so 5K is 3.1 miles.
Yes.
I could do that because I do 4 miles a day.
See? You can do that.
Now, I ain't going to try to run. If you see me running, I'm going to need you to video me if I'll make it, if I fall down. I might fall down on, listen, I might fall down on purpose because I'm tired. Then that way it won't be like, they had to take her out. She didn't quit.
Right. Fall down and say, come on, I'm done.
Nick, you want to do it?
I think you can do it.
It's on a Monday.
I got a word. I'm going to be having a word.
I do too.
I want to know what time is it? During the day?
8 a.m.
8 in the morning.
Oh, we're off on, the day-turn job, I'm off for the holiday. But you trying to have me pass out after the first 20 minutes.
We can walk and eat fruit. I'm excited. Like, we can walk. You know I will pack a
I
lunch.
get my walking shoes together though.
Get your walking shoes. We're gonna have so much fun.
We're gonna have a ball.
I usually walk with a bag on my back with a speaker because I gotta have music in my head.
Yes.
My ears are small, so headphones don't always work.
So you was like, you got your speaker on you, so we got to keep up the jam.
on my back, my little mega boom. I have it in the bag. So.
Okay, so Nick, we gotta keep up with Ava to hear the music.
Okay.
The one year I did the Panerathon, the one year people like walking by me and stopping. Like, what? We just gonna walk with her.
Yeah, we gonna kick it. We are gonna kick it.
We gonna walk though. Because if we walk, I listen.
I'm not a runner. I admit, Nick, I'm not a runner. I'm an athlete, not a runner.
Okay. We say there's a difference. Now tell me this, because I've always wanted to know and I get it confused. So you just said 5K is 3.1 miles?
Yes.
Where do y'all get these Ks from? Because I was under the impression 5K was 5 miles.
K stands for kilometers, thousands.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
so I'm like a 10K. I was like, ooh, they doing it. You know how you
10K 6.2 miles.
I could do that. I'm about to walk.
Tell people get like you said, you see that and you're like, oh, that's too far.
Right. That's where I was thinking. I'm like, I can't. That's just too much.
Mm-hmm.
So
now a marathon is 26.2 miles. That's 26. Much.
Oh, that's serious. That's for real.
Yeah, that's real serious.
Yes, very serious.
Like it's been a while since I did a 5K walk, and when I say a while, it during my first marriage, and that was a long time ago. So yeah, I'm about to be prepared for that one. Definitely. Ooh, I'm sitting there thinking like, yeah, I can do it. I think I can. I really think I can.
I just arrived at my church. We got the blessing of bike today, and I see 2 bikes for the rest of the bikes. I was looking forward to seeing the bikes.
Today's the bike blessing. Oh, wow.
And also I hate to say in my spare time, people laugh at my schedule sometimes. I'm also an ordained deaconess. So
you're the deaconess. Well, go ahead, girl. Listen, I'm glad you said that. So what do the deaconess do? Count them, because I know the deacons count the money after offering.
And a lot of people when they hear about a deacon or deaconess, the deaconess is always the woman who's married to the deacon.
Right.
But that's not biblically what it's supposed to be. Biblically, it's like Phoebe in the Bible. Deborah, who was the judge, you are working. Like, I can teach, I can preach, I set up communion, I do the money, I do it all. I am the working deaconess.
Okay, so you do the
right hand.
So do you do like the deaconess? They come to like nursing homes and do communion with the patients that are there too. Is that
yes? Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, I like how active you are. That's amazing.
Ooh. Some days I tell you, nothing but the Lord. Some days I'm like, I need to sit down sometimes. But
so I'm grateful. What about Bible study? Do you head up you do Bible study?
Back when Pastor calls my name, yes.
Okay. So you got to stay ready. You got to stay ready.
Stay ready. That's his word right there. Stay ready.
Okay, that's amazing. Well, y'all doing the bike blessing. I'm not riding right now, and we do it after Memorial Day, which is the time that our club is actually permitted to ride. We could do it on our own, but permitted to ride as a group. The bike blessings, I wish I had known about it because I would have definitely put that information out there. I've noticed that like COVID, it was just a few people that were out, but not a lot. Yes. I'll say this to you, just because there's 2 bikes over there, don't get discouraged. But being an avid rider, as I am, it's unsafe to even drive. Have you seen how?
Forgot how to drive.
Yes, or excited that they got out and they're driving a little abstract that I and a few of my club members were like, no, like I don't want to be the casualty on there because somebody else is driving nuts. And in this area, I don't know how it is in other areas because the listening audience is so broad, but the opioid effect is crazy here, where you have people falling asleep behind the wheel and crashing into buildings and then just disappearing. So when you ride, you want to ride in groups. So at least somebody else is there and not by yourself. So, and like I said, I'm saying that to say this. Don't get discouraged. You can let your pastor know that a lot of the bikers, we don't feel as though it is safe right now. And usually,
right here's up to you.
And what we do, honestly, we wait until they clean the street from winter because of the gravel, because you don't want to go down. So
Definitely.
a lot of us, that's what it is. And we allowed out June 2nd. That's when we were allowed out. You got people with no mask, they are driving nutty.
Right.
So that's why. So just let them know that. Usually, pre-COVID, we'd be like, okay, I'm sure the street cleaners would have been out the whole 9, but everything was kind of late and behind. So a lot of riders aren't out with their bikes. Just let them know. But thank you, Ava, for coming on. Me and Nick about to handle this and keep shop talking. How can we contact you?
I am on Facebook. It says Ava G Fit Lily. There's also a G Fit page on Facebook. Instagram is at G Fit Strong. I train out of Trumbull Family Fitness, which is the old YMCA in Warren, 210 High Street. I'm there Tuesdays, Thursdays, Saturdays.
Okay.
I teach cycling Mondays and Fridays. I'm not hard. I'm an easy person to find.
Now, what about those who aren't on Facebook? Because especially with the way that they're doing things now and screening everybody's page, and like I said, this whole cancel culture, a lot of people have left Facebook. How can they contact you?
My email is gfitstrong@gmail.
Okay, G Fit FIT Strong STRONG
Yes.
at gmail.com. All right. Thank you so much for coming on. We appreciate you.
I look forward to seeing y'all at the race. July.
Yes. Look, Nick.
Huh?
Nick, she ain't say she looked forward to seeing us at her class.
You know what, though? I'm going to remind you. I'm going to tag you in my class purposely. Boom, boom, boom. You can see it.
Get on. That is so funny.
I'm only available Thursday, Friday, and Saturday after 4:30. Or Saturday don't do it, but for Thursday and Friday after 4:30.
I teach kettlebell. I teach kettlebell on Thursday at 5:30.
Now, what is kettlebell? I know you
classes together.
What is kettlebell? Real quick.
Kettlebell is a weighted class. Looks like a cowbell. It's got weights in the bottom, got a handle on it.
I've seen those.
Yeah, I've done those before, the kettlebell training.
Okay.
It's an awesome workout. You build some muscle, you build some endurance.
What about when your thighs start rubbing again? Like what? Yeah, that's why I said I had to get back out there walking. I was like, well, something's going on here. So what's the best class that you offer to, I don't have to have the thigh gap, but like I be feeling limp balls. I only wore my jeans one time and I'm like, what is that? A little limp ball? That means that, the thread is thinning. So which class do you offer that will help with that?
My Monday night class, my cardio core craze. Wednesday night, Tabata. Wednesday night is my Tabata class.
What is Tabata?
I say it's the fastest. Tabata is 20 seconds of work, 10 seconds of rest.
10 seconds?
It's a half-hour class.
Wait.
7:30 on Wednesday.
So you need to have a good heart to be in that, right?
I'm going to build it up.
Okay.
You get that messing with me. I'll build you up.
Okay.
My other motto is, always at your pace, but don't cheat yourself. So I may be going faster than you, but you still do what you can do. Don't be like, oh, I can't do that. You'll gradually increase your endurance.
All right, real quick, because I know you talk about strengthening. Tell the bikers, hold on one second. When, you know how sometimes you be like, okay, well, I want to go work out. Some people thinking working out is losing weight and they bulk up on top of fat and then they got a big back. What's your recommendation for that person that don't want to be looking like a grown man, but want to, get fit?
For women, honestly, we stay away from weights on purpose, and that we shouldn't. Strength training is great for us. We don't have to bulk up. Some of us naturally bulk. My family naturally bulks. People are like, you got muscles. I'm like, I can't help that. It's in the genes. But they're naturally, strength training will help thin us out and give us the endurance we need. It actually will help. Muscle looks a whole lot better than fat.
It does, because nobody want to be, thighs looking like yogurt. You be like, you want to stir that up? You know what I mean? You want to stir that up and smooth it out?
What am I doing with you?
So, I'm going to need to strengthen that, because I don't want that yogurt. I need myself, if you stir it up, it gets all smooth.
You said yogurt. I would have said cottage cheese.
Oh, now that's thick. Now those some clumps. Those some clumps in that cottage cheese. Now, is that small curd or large curd?
Cottage cheese.
Small curd or large curd, Nick?
Large.
Oh my goodness.
Bye. You can come on anytime. Come and join us at any time. Thanks so much. I know that you just finished class. I appreciate you taking the time to edutain us.
I do what I can do.
All
Every day is a learning process.
All right, you keep us in prayer. And pray for us too.
Definitely.
Because you got two riders on here. You got two riders on here. Nick, name of your club.
There you go.
And
I got
You done laughing. Oh Lord, never mind. Shout out to Dangerous Curves. Established 2004. We doing it.
Dangerous. Wait, I think I know somebody in one of y'all clubs.
Dangerous Curves?
Wow, she was in my book club back in the day. Kamisha?
Oh yeah, Dangerous Curves. She's one of the co-founders.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And now you know too.
I used to be in a book club with her a couple years ago. See, look at that.
Now you know
I'm
too.
working up to it.
All professional
Look,
females.
they come out. There they go, y'all.
Oh, they coming up. All right.
You know how we roll. You know the bikers always late sometimes.
Sometimes, but I know that we're safe also. So y'all watch out for bikers.
That's what I want. Safety.
Yeah.
Safety.
Watch out for bikers. And happy Juneteenth.
Happy Juneteenth. I will be line dancing a little bit later for Juneteenth over here in Quimby Park.
Did y'all make up a song? Did y'all make up a song yet? You know how y'all do.
I just participate in line dance. I'll be making up money.
You know how y'all do. Here come the song. Boom, boom. It's about to be a good one. You know how we got the biker shuffle.
Yeah.
It'll be a new one out soon.
It'll be a new one out soon. And I want to learn it. All right. Take it easy.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
She is amazing. So much fun.
Yes.
So much fun. Nick, we got to talk about what's going on with the look with the peepers outside.
They acting crazy.
We gonna be back in the house. Did you see the Walmart lady on the
Girl, I fell out. She was ready to fight. What? She got up off that scooter.
Yeah, the scooter. I'm like, what is that thing called? Okay, so let me catch you up for those who didn't know. There was a Walmart worker, and no, she was the worker was behind the counter. Was that the pharmacy department?
I don't know if it was the pharmacy or if it was the customer service.
Okay, so the lady was on the scooter. The scooter says, I need help. She jumped off that scooter. She said, she did say that, don't let this scooter fool you. Then she went to go off on the worker. What she did was she couldn't get past the scooter over to the other aisle. She got on the scooter, backed it up, got back off again, talking about what she going to do to this worker. What is going on? Oh, and also, what about the one lady who got smart with, it was about, I want to say it was before 10 a.m. She went to go get a fruit smoothie, and I guess she wasn't satisfied with it and said what she was going to do to the worker. It was before 10 a.m. Why are we so angry? Nick, help us out.
Child, listen, I don't know. Look, let me tell you something. Yesterday morning, little Jesus was sitting on my shoulder, pinching my lips real hard because, honey, I had one that just wanted to get smart and automatically start yelling. And
is this at work?
At work, lady, ma'am, why are you yelling? Why? Stop yelling! I had to just stop yelling. Well, you're being rude. How am I being rude? I'm doing my job correctly.
What customer service? You're supposed to take it.
Cool. They got the wrong customers. Good. I let them all. I don't even.
Yeah. Listen. Wait. So wait. So is that not a motto? You remember before the motto was the customer is always right. So we have that. We have that in our mind.
Listen, that's why customers start being ignorant and think because the customer's always right, you think you gonna do or say anything to everybody. Not everybody gonna take that, and I'm one of the ones that ain't gonna take it. I'm gonna let you know about it. I could care less because just like I got that job, I can get another one.
What?
Don't play with me.
Well, why do you keep getting customer service jobs if you're gonna be telling off the customers?
But see, that's the thing. I'm professional with my job. And when I'm trying to help you do something, don't come getting smart and snapping out if I'm doing my job and I'm being courteous and respectful because regardless, people need to learn respect for each other. You respect me, I'm going to respect you. And I require and demand that respect out of my coworkers and my supervisors. I'm grown. You're not going to talk to me in your kind of way. I will respect you because of your position, but you're going to respect me because me working hard and doing what I got to do is making you look good as the manager to the higher ups. But you're not going to talk to me. That's how I am. That's how I've always been. I respect you, but you're going to respect me. So as you start talking crazy, I'm going to start talking crazy too. And that goes for my customers. I'm going to respect you and I show them that level of professionalism and respect. But when they start going to the left for no reason, I'm going to go to the left with you. Now, let me pull you on back right and let's get this. After I had to go off on her, and then still professional, and then, gave her what, the answer that she needed, even though I was trying to direct her. And I was like, man, I'm giving you the same information that I'm trying to direct you to. She was ever so polite, but sometimes you have to go there with some people.
So you are reciprocating the same energy they're giving you?
After restraining for so long, yes. Especially if you're being polite and you're asking them, ma'am, I'm trying to help you.
Okay, so you're maintaining professionalism, and then you just gonna get them the same. You just gonna go with them. So forget what Michelle Obama said. You going low?
Oh, I'm always maintain that professionalism. Always, and very polite. But they know I mean business. And see, my supervisors listen to all the calls and they listen to mine. And honey, I get 100% on my metrics every time. And they be like, you handled it. You were professional. So yeah.
You get 100, they like, I don't want no problems. Let me go ahead. Yep, you did a good job. Do you find and this is a serious question. Do you find being in customer service that people are more rude we're still in COVID instead of post-COVID, than they were pre-COVID?
Yes, actually, yes. Mm-hmm.
I wonder why.
Mm-hmm. They were real cold. Listen, when the pandemic first started and we was all on lockdown, it was really bad. It was really bad to the point where I had to quit the one job because I was so stressed out.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Because, I was working for one of the big, brands, and they do the phones and the computers and everything. And it was because people were not starting to work from home, and like that particular brand of computer that they have don't work with everything. And okay. Don't work with everything and all kinds of applications that they needed for their jobs. And this was new to everybody. It was new to us too. But it got to the point where, because I was working day, turn the air, 8 to 4:30, that's my job, because I would get 2 calls before noon, and afternoon it would get busy. And by the time I left at 4:30, the queue might be up to 300. We went from that to, as soon as we logged on, the queue was at 900. By the time I got off work at 4:30, the queue was at 3,000. So yeah, that was new for everyone, and it was stressful. People were ignorant then because And I understand it's new for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it got to the point that one day where my whole entire right side started getting numb.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, I'm not letting nobody stress me out. Ain't no job worth me having no stroke. Not in that job. I don't.
Okay, so it started affecting you physically.
Yes.
Okay.
But and everybody's like, well, you can't let it stress you out. You can't let it get to you. It's easier said than done. It's easier mentally, but when it starts to affect you physically, you got to let go. That ain't for you. Because like I said, I be walking around here messed up, dragging one side of my body because I'm trying to listen. No, we're not doing that. I had to go.
Okay.
I needed to find something else a little bit smoother. And that's when I did the IT help desk where I didn't have to talk to nobody but the customer service representatives. And I didn't have to, we was on the computer chatting. I, troubleshoot with them real quick. Okay, you good. On to the next.
Okay, let's go to the viewers. Annette said that blaming everything on COVID, being locked up for a year and a half, is not a reason to mistreat anyone. And Jeanette said respect. So pretty much agreeing with you.
Right.
I like it. I'm like, I like it. Okay. Respect is everything. And it's interesting how people don't respect other people anymore.
Right.
And I don't.
Respect goes a long way.
It doesn't. And that's what I'm trying to wrap my mind around to see what is it. And I'm, thinking about what the viewer said, and that said being locked up for a year and a half. But do you forget everything that was taught? Because even like people are driving differently. I mean,
yes.
Are they wild? Is it like taking a child and locking them up and then letting them finally free and they just run around havoc? But that's when you cause more damage.
Exactly. Like, where are you in a hurry?
Or endangering yourself.
In a hurry, leave early.
Mm-hmm.
Just that simple. If you're in a hurry, give yourself an extra 10, 15 minutes.
True.
20 if you got to. Like, it don't make no sense. Everybody out here acting a fool. We have more accidents now than ever before. Like, calm down. They just lifted the complete restriction. That don't mean everybody got to come out here and act a doggone fool. And it's like, it's just calm down. It's okay. I mean, this is how we normally live. So what's the problem? Why y'all acting like we out for the first time? We were on quarantine for a year, on restriction for a year. It was only a year. Calm down. Like, for real, calm down. It's not that serious. It's serious, but it's not that serious for y'all to be out here acting wild, because it's going to be a result of us being locked back down again if they don't cut it out. Like, for real. What's your hurry? What's the problem? What's going on? Why you mad?
All right. Moving on. Did you hear about what happened to the airline? I believe it was Southwest, where the computers shut down.
Ooh.
Yes. The computers shut down.
Why Southwest?
Yeah, right. The computer shut down, so there was a lot of people wondering, they were late for their flights. They didn't know what was going on. I'm like, you need your computer system. And the reason I was going there is because I remember them saying, like, everything's going to be credit card. People weren't carrying cash. Everything's going to be on a plastic card. Many years ago, they were talking about that. Mm-hmm. And everything is electric. And now they're talking about the electric cars. And most newer cars are electric. You press the button to start, and there's no key ignition. So eventually, I don't think that the ignition cars are going to be extinct, but they're going to be worth a whole lot. Because and this is where I was thinking, so if the airlines did that with transportation, this is me, because I'm going to go all the way in.
Right.
What happens when your car that's electric, boom, stops and you can't go anywhere? Do you really want that? Do you really want people to have that much control?
Right. We are going to be lost. Like, seriously. We're going to be lost. That's crazy. Listen, Bessie, you hear that? She said, because you still got the ignition, you going to be worth the money. Let girl, so let me get you fixed up, baby.
Right.
That's kind of scary. I mean, I like it in a way because it'll be harder for someone to steal your car, but you could be in the middle of driving somewhere. You could be stuck in the middle of the highway somewhere, and your car decides to stop right in the middle of the highway. That's not good.
Right. Call a Green Columbus, and they're like, "Where are you at?" Don't even know. And let me tell you how much we rely on electronics. Before there was the map, and you would highlight where you were, so you knew where you were going. I just went to, where did I go? I think I was in Akron or something. Yes. And I have the GPS. The GPS is taking me all about. I'm like, I don't see this place. Then my mind says, what is the address? Let me look at these buildings. I found it faster. That's why I was like, I need to talk about this whole, we are so relied on electronics or the new and improved that we're forgetting the basics. And it had me going around the circle probably like a square, maybe 4 times. And in different ways, the same square. And I was like, where's it at? And I looked and we found it. And my cousin and I were in the car and we both were like, oh, wow. She was like, what did we do before the GPS? I said, this, found it. And then we rolled around. So I have decided, I challenged myself to say, don't use the GPS. Find it yourself. You know what I mean? Even if I have to get a map now, I'm not going to lie to you. I'm going to have a GPS on the side if I'm traveling out of town. Because sometimes you lose signal. Have you ever experienced that? And you be like, where am I at?
Like, oh, Lord, I can't get to where I'm going. I lost the signal in the ear. So that's rough. But you know what I used to do? I used to go on Google Maps and I used to go to the library.
Oh, print it.
Print my directions out.
Okay. We have a viewer. Monica says, and this is about the conversation we're talking about men versus women, as far as like, is it because we allow them to do certain things? Monica said, females are more dominant than the males. What a male refuses to do, a female will. Pretty much. Okay, read between the lines.
Exactly.
And it's a shortage in men. So I guess women are like this. I said this a while ago. I said, I guess, with the shortage in men, and then you're like, well, I'm not going to be putting up with what he's not doing. I can switch teams. Then everybody got somebody.
I'll do it myself.
What'd you say?
I'll do it myself.
Okay.
What's that? I'll just do it myself.
Okay. You gonna do it yourself?
I'll do it myself.
Okay. Maybe I need to reinvest in I used to sell Spice of Life. Maybe I need to reinvest in Spice of Life.
Spice of Life, Bedroom Candy, and all these kind of I do myself.
Do you still purchase from Bedroom Candy? Because remember, Bedroom Candy is a line from Candy Burris. She's a writer, songstress, won the Masked Singer, and a star on The Housewives. And I wanted to
everything on her old lady gang.
And that, you know what? I wanted to actually put what she did prior to, and I wanted to say that prior to, because that's not, that shouldn't be her legacy, being on the Real Housewives of Atlanta. It needs to be all the compiled work that she did. So she doing it. Look, I'm like, she's doing it.
She making that money. She making her money work for her, for real.
And that's a good thing.
Instead of working for her money, she making it work for her.
Do you have, what is that? The Black Business Spotlight.
Yes, the Black Business Spotlight of the week is a young lady who owns her own nail shop, Farm by Chiffon Nail and Beauty Lounge. Address 1482 West Liberty Street, Suite 1 in Hubbard, Ohio, 330 568-8204. She also just launched on June 10th her own nail supply store, online nail supply store for the nail tech. It is www.bombnailsupplystore.com. This young lady is doing it. She just opened her nail shop in October, and now she has her online store, and she's also working and looking for buildings now to get a whole beauty supply store going as well.
Awesome. And that is Bomb Nails?
Bomb by Chiffon is her nail salon.
Okay, Bomb, B-O-M-B, by
B-O-M-B-E-D, Bomb
B-O-M,
okay.
Bombed, B-O-M-B-E-D, by speller name.
C-H-I-F-F-O-N.
C-H-I-F-F-O-N. .com, right?
Well, no, that's the nail shop. Her supply store is Bomb, just B-O-M-B, nail supply store.
Okay, B-O-M-B, nail supply store. .com. Well, that's good. Chiffon. Oh, that's why I asked. That's spelled different. Chiffon, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
You'll be like, okay, so it's C-H-I-F-F-O-N.
Right.
I like that. That's a nice spelling too. All right. Bomb Nail Supply Store.
BombNailSupplyStore.com.
Okay.
And her nail shop is Bombed by Chiffon. You can catch her nails on Instagram, Bombed by Chiffon. And she listen.
Have she done your nails before?
All the time.
Oh, okay. So you're a customer. I like it. So you guys heard it right here. Bombed by Chiffon Nail Supply Store.com.
No, you're mixing up the story in there.
Oh, Lord, wait. BombNailSupplyStore.com.
Right, .com. And then Bomb by Chiffon is the nail salon.
All right. Hey, if you want in on this conversation, feel free to do so. 619-902-2287. 619-902-2287. Had to put that out there because I forgot. Okay. A viewer says, Candy, what's the name of her stuff?
Bedroom Candy.
She says she sells everything. So I got to check her out. She's doing it. And I love to see people doing what they can do and building their brand. Right. If you can put 100% in everything or actually get the right person on your team, then boom, you got it. Because you have to have the right person on your team to run it and then go ahead and do something else. If they're not going to run it right, then you'll be like, oh no, I'm not.
Yeah, you don't need them. Right.
You know what? Actually, good work is hard to find. And good workers. Now you see that it is, you know how when you are purchasing homes, if you watch Brown Skin, I think it was The Real and Real Estate. I think that was the name of the show. They say it's a buyer's market. Well, I'm going to say this regarding employees and employers. It is an employee's market. Do you see all the hiring signs? And
sign-on bonuses.
Yes, I think that us being locked down while everybody acting up, us being locked down for so long, actually let the employers know how valuable their employees are. And I think it was a wake-up call, and to see that there's options. And you have some that they were like, oh, they're getting unemployment. Let me say this and make this very, very clear. Everybody didn't get unemployment. Everybody didn't have that extra $300. What happened is a lot of people were living within their means. And living within your means, realizing what's really important. And no, I don't need that because I can make it with this. So employers really should value their employees and at least say, thank you. Or we appreciate you. You don't have to actually give somebody something to say, okay, for them to feel thankful. But I think that the actual employer need to be grateful for the employee. And look,
one job that I had, I could say that's one thing they did. Every year they do employee appreciation, a whole week of employee appreciation. I mean, they do little things throughout the year anyway. They sponsor the biggest Christmas party every
see
year.
that? Okay, so that's an appreciation. That's good.
The one year we had Jeffrey Osborne, the one year we had Gladys Knight. And it's just like, and it's this supplemental insurance. Everybody know the stuff. I'm just gonna say that. The Aces love their employees. That's all I got to say.
That's awesome.
Money, and I'm not talking about no spit in the bucket. They listen. They do it all. They give you gifts every year. It's just like, so the Duck appreciates every employee they have. That is one employer that I said, if I ever move back to Georgia, I will fight to get that job back. I'll be like, please, can I come back? But they do. The only reason I wasn't here is because I moved back up north.
Okay.
That's a job that I can say honestly, out of any other job that I've had or heard anybody talk about, appreciate their employees, period. And not only just that week from Saturday to Saturday, they do it.
Oh, it was a whole week long celebration.
Oh, girl, yes.
Oh, that is absolutely
the end of April, the beginning of May, a whole week. They start off the Saturday before with a employee basketball sponsor basketball.
Listen, they didn't pay for advertisement, so that's enough of them. But I'm glad you appreciated the job. Look, I'm glad you appreciated a job. I want to talk about Charles Barkley, where he said he was quitting. He does the commentating, and they always talk to him after the show because it is said from him, but I'm going to use the air quotes and say alleged, just to protect us on Shop Talk with Mel, that he can't even say what he wants to say. Talking about it hurts somebody's feelings and they're quick to cancel people. What is your thoughts on that? The whole canceling, kind of like what I was talking about, the cancel culture. What do you feel about that?
Yeah, every day they're getting beside themselves with that canceling culture stuff, especially when they started off with some of the Dr. Seuss books. What's wrong with Dr. Seuss? It didn't bother us back in the day. Why does it bother people now? Like, it's just everything. Starting with that and just everything. Every little thing. Everybody want to be nitpicky. The LGBT community want to be, and I understand they want their equal rights and everything, and I'm not saying anything against it. Y'all don't come jump.
Okay, go ahead.
It's just the fact that you can't just nitpick at everything. Or nobody's skin is thick anymore. What happened to thick skin? Like, everybody just wearing their heart on their sleeve and the skin is just real thin and everything bothering them. Anything anybody says. If it's not really, really derogatory, then why are you just so upset about it? Just want to jump. Like, calm down.
Okay, well, let me say this. The views and thoughts of the co-host on Shop Talk with Mel is not the views and thoughts of everyone on Shop Talk with Mel. I had to put that out there. Rugal, you want to weigh in on this?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, hey, how y'all doing?
All right.
When I think about Charles Barkley, I remember Charles Barkley, it's so funny. He had a Nike campaign where it was like, I'm not a role model, you know what I mean? And that sort of thing. And I think, like, at the time, like, it was, he had a couple things that had happened, but it wasn't like, it was like he was trying, he was being held, well, the NBA, they have their thing. They want people to be these role models. And he's like, yeah, like, look at it like this way. No. I'm just a dude, come on here and play basketball. And I think the thing was that it was brilliantly courageous of him to do that at the time period, especially when, that's how America wants to frame its athletes. Like, oh, they do no wrong and all that other stuff or whatever. He's like, I'm not here to inspire your children, you know what I mean, and all that stuff. I mean, like that's your responsibility, parents,
Right.
And so I think when I heard more about his comments about, about him being silenced or whatever, the thing he was talking about, he would make jokes about the women of San Antonio, because I guess that was his rivalry, maybe when he played for the Suns or something like that. And so, I think the thing was that, people may have accepted it for what it was, but, as your employer's trends change, you need to adopt to those trends or not, be employed by that employer. And if they're just telling you to stop calling the women in San Antonio overweight, that should be an easy thing for him or what have you. But I think the thing is though, Charles Barkley is a Republican as well. I'm pretty sure about that.
Okay.
So he might be going with party lines and stuff. Who knows?
Okay. Now, I remember when Charles Barkley was like, I'm not a role model. And I'm not a big fan of his, but
Charles Barkley was a bomb. I mean,
see, a lot of people like him. I wasn't a fan of his only not because of basketball, because of just what he said. I was watching how rude he was, but I respect it. I respect him. Yeah, I'm talking about back in the day. And even now, him being on that show, honestly, I kind of feel like he's needed. Because what separates you, if everybody is clumped in a box and everybody is the same and you feel restrained, I know, I'm going to let you talk. Mm-hmm. I think that, how do you separate if everybody is exactly the same? What sets you aside? What makes you different? Either I love it or I don't like it. Just like I'm not a big fan of Meghan McCain off The View. Mm-hmm. Do I watch the show? I watch the show. I like the show. It's good to see the show without her always interjecting. And that, I don't like the whole, I can't stand that. But she could go away. Bye. But guess what? It's good to have opposition. Go ahead.
Let's put it out there like this. They said Charles Barkley was 58 years old. They also said Charles Barkley said that he was going to stop when he was 60.
Yes.
So, it ain't like he's stopping immediately. Like, they told me I can't say this, so I'm leaving. Like, he riding out that contract.
It's a check.
Or he choosing to retire at a certain time. You know what I mean? I mean, come on, he's 60. He done been making money since he's been 21 or, what have you. But I think one thing about Charles Barkley was, and some people may say you're dead wrong for this, but at the time when he was playing basketball, especially when he was playing for the Suns, to me, I think that'll probably be looked back upon as the golden age of like basketball with like Michael Jordan.
Yes.
Birdman was kind of leaving, Magic and it was still in there a little bit around that time period. Between the 90s to the 97 or whatever that era. Mm-hmm. Man, that time for me was so exciting to watch basketball because every team, in my opinion, was one win away from going to the championship. I mean, I shouldn't say going to the championship, but there was a lot of contenders.
Yes.
Like, there was
real talent.
It was just like every team had its own mechanism. Like Detroit, you sleep on them, they'll take you. You know what I mean? And then you have Boston, of course. And even the Cavaliers at the time before LeBron James
Boozer,
very much a threat.
Remember Boozer?
Yeah. Well, even before Boozer, because I remember Boozer came in, he was like, he was going to change the world.
Yeah.
End up giving those. Then they end up doing that terrible uniform change. But enough of that. I just kind of think like I think there's a place for cancel culture, but when it comes to like the issue of literature was brought up a little earlier, and that whole now I didn't read the Dr. Seuss books they're talking about, right? And there must be a reason why, because
you didn't buy it.
Well, no. I'm just saying, like, I don't remember ever having access to those books. Like,
They weren't in the library. In the school library.
I got to go back and see like what the titles of those books were and why. Because I'm like, I had Dr. Seuss you get the books.
The library, you had the set of books.
I mean, like we Yeah, at the crib. So I don't remember which. I gotta go back and see which one it was. But I guess though, I guess with the piece about this is that if you have someone that is perpetually, like for example, I'll tell you this. I think Juneteenth, the Juneteenth being made a holiday. And I know you talked about this probably.
But go ahead.
But the most important, like Juneteenth, that vote would have got some people canceled. And I think had they voted no, right? And there were like 14 people that voted no. And
but how many voted yes?
412 or something. Yeah.
Right. So just focus on the positive.
And that's across the political lines, right?
Yes.
I mean, that's bipartisan support.
Right.
The issue I'm saying is like one of those people. I was like, let me check and see if our good crazy old aunt Marjorie Taylor Greene is on there. Green Taylor, whatever her name is, out of Georgia. Let's see if she's on that list. And so when I looked on the list, I was like, damn, she ain't one of the 14? Because I would have been sure.
I was too, so I checked it out.
I would have been sure she was one, right? And not only did she vote for it, but she also stood in and voted for Matt Gaetz out of Florida, who's like, he thinks he's a boil on Trump's ass. But, and I'm not saying that to make Trump look bad or nothing. I'm just saying that's like, he's that close. He wants to be that close to him. But the point was that she had just had a situation where they was like, oh yeah, you've been using anti-Semitic remarks and stuff. You said conservatives are treated like Jews in the Holocaust.
Right. They were like, educate yourself, lady.
Like for real. Like I don't think, like in my opinion, she had no choice but to vote for it.
I felt exactly the same way you did. I was like, because if she would not have after all of that.
I mean, people already know where they feel like she stand. But but the issue is like, because some people's like, oh, we just had a problem with the name. We had a problem with the name, the National Independence Day. We had a problem with it. You know what I mean? No, it just means that nationally, everybody was had their independence supposedly at that point in time. You know what I mean? And if she can get around, well, I mean, I just really think somebody's like, yeah, you better vote for it.
She probably, yes, hopefully somebody on her team, but hopefully she probably thought about it herself, like, I need to clean up the mess I started.
Yeah, well, I mean, she far beyond cleaning that up. You know what I mean? But as far, I mean, she
and the people voted.
She who she is.
They voted for.
It's so funny though, because I heard some of the people say that they thought that it would cause confusion because people would have because the nation would have two independence days, or the country, or what have you. And it was just.
You talking about July 4th?
Yeah, people will want to pick and choose which one they would want to celebrate. But
my God! You know what? It's always something. It's always something. And I talked about that before. It's like, are you kidding me? And it does seem like this, and please correct me if I'm wrong. Every time that there's something that we do or we want to do, we always get kickback. It's always let's go Black Lives Matter, for example.
Yeah.
All of a sudden you hear all lives matter. Mm-hmm. I'm like, hello, if all lives truly matter, there will be no need for a Black Lives Matter. Done. You have this Juneteenth, and it was, well, don't y'all have Martin Luther King Day? I said that's his birthday. And it was mentioned to me, but I was grateful that it was, and I was grateful that they felt comfortable enough to speak their truth.
Oh! They said you got one holiday.
Like, y'all got like Martin Luther King. Yes.
Sort about like people like you already got a black radio station. You don't need a. You already got one red restaurant. Why you need another one?
Right.
But the problem there is like, think about it like this: if Juneteenth was honored years ago, and stood by and fought by this country years ago, you may not have had a Martin Luther King Day. You think about it like this: you had to have a Martin Luther King Day like almost 200 years apart from each other.
Right. Listen, when they said y'all got Martin Luther King Day, I said his birthday. I got my birthday September the 8th. Like what? But I was grateful, and I truly am. I love the honesty because I want you to be truthful. Speak how you feel. But go ahead.
It's so funny though. Like how the separation there is ridiculous because that Martin Luther King's that day is not just like people. Like it's the whole thing that separates this country. If it stars a black person, people think it's for black people only.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that's the crazy part about it because they say to us, "I don't know why y'all call it. Why aren't you just Americans?" You know what I mean? Okay, you're right. Then adopt that day as an American. You know what I mean? Don't adopt it as well. That's the day we give them to let them have some recognition of whatever. No, that was the day that work that day commemorates the work of all people that work towards equality and equity. Granted, we still got some work to do, a whole bunch. But think about it like that. And the greatest thing about this holiday that I love the most.
What is it?
I hate that it even had to happen. It's like because somebody said they should have made it Emancipation Day or whatever, and it was like no, because that was 2.5 years ago, and y'all people didn't want to do it. But the point was that like all this stuff about we don't want to do the 1619 curriculum, right? So here it is, another holiday with bipartisan support that comes after July 4th, 1776, that they all wanted to focus on. Well, let's start there or whatever with and so this brings about that true knowledge again of the disparities that were happening in this country. And if you don't want to recognize the true development of this country in 1619, you can definitely reflect on the original sin of this country and that reflection of it through the liberation of all people who were enslaved at that point in time.
Okay, let's go to a viewer. A viewer, Smart says, they're probably looking at Martin Luther King Day, Black History Month, and now Juneteenth. That's right.
Black History Month, we only get 28 days of Black History. Black history, art history should be 365 days a year like the other history. It's history.
Yes. Now, I will say, like, the whole cancel culture thing is interesting because that one person, they gave me a preface. They gave me a disclaimer prior to. No, it wasn't even. Yeah, I think it was an indirect disclaimer. Here's the preface. Don't take this offensive, but. Now, y'all hear me all the time. If you have to use the word but, that conjunction.
Be offensive.
When you use the word but, everything you said prior means absolutely nothing because after the but is what you really want to say. So I just go with it. So that was it. It was like, don't take this offensive, but y'all already have this is what I heard. Y'all already have Martin Luther King Day. Now what? That's what I heard, but that's not what he said. I told you what he actually said. Interesting, right? Now
two different things.
Right.
Did you ask him to name all of his culture's days and holidays and everything else?
I didn't ask
for Columbus Day and all that.
I didn't ask anything.
Because somebody could be straight up ignorant and say, well, why would we have a Memorial Day if we have a Veterans Day? You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Like
yes.
Those capture,
and you do have those people. You do have those people.
I mean, but those capture different things. I think the thing is that this is one of those rare opportunities where people need to understand that this is not just a celebration that happens in black households, but this is very much something that white households can speak to their children about the injustices that happen to people.
And only some will.
Yeah, and then the reflection of that, think about it. The government said 2.5 years ago that this was wrong. This is over. And then yet you had some people that were lawbreakers. You know what I mean?
Okay. Okay, let's do this. Let's do a little something. Let's go back in time. It's June 18th. It's June 18th, 1865.
Lord Jesus, where am I at? Am I in Philadelphia?
We're all in Texas. We're all in Texas. We're all in Texas. June 18th, 1865. We all working on the field in Texas. How did that conversation go?
It probably didn't because it wasn't recognized in Texas.
So, all right, I'm gonna go. I came in town. I'm from Ohio, and I came to visit my cousins in Texas. And I was like, "Hey, what y'all doing?" Wait, sing, go. Hey, what y'all doing? And go ahead, go, Rugo. You at work?
Look, I no. Your example, Kurt, was technically would work that way. If you made it to Ohio, you may not be wanting to come back into deep South again.
I'm visiting. We free. We free.
Oh, okay.
Look, I came down. I'm talking to my cousin. I came to visit my cousin, and I see y'all at work. Hey, what y'all doing over there?
She acting like she done hopped. She acting like she done hopped the Southwest flight.
I did, right? Where the computers went down. So, how do you think that went, though?
I still working in the field.
I think
picking that cotton.
Why are you still in the field? You know we was free.
Well, what the thing was though too. The element of this were there were people in those other slave states that were trying to warehouse their slaves in Texas. So they was
right.
Like, oh, we gotta get them out of here. You know what I'm saying?
LaRue ain't even want to play with us.
I think it would be an interesting story if it could ever be revealed. Would be like, what that journey was like for those slaves who were in a state. Let's say they were in a state like a Georgia, or Alabama, or Florida, where it had been liberated, but you got these people who got them shackled up. Forcing them to
do work and know that they didn't.
To go to Texas. You know what I mean? And then, like, I want to hear the stories. I shouldn't say stories. The true life events of those people in bondage who were the ones shipped there and during that time. Because this ain't just all people that was there,
right?
And I would like to hear that perspective because it was somebody in the house, serving the dinner, and you got somebody in there talking about it. Well, they're going to be coming looking for the slaves.
And listen, and that's where I was getting ready to go.
That sounds like a script right there.
That's what I was trying to do, but you ain't want to play with us. No, but listen, I'm for real. I'm about to go into it a little more deeper because here's the deal, and it happened recently, and I'll share my story. When you go down there and they didn't know, did somebody else, one of their people tell them? Because you had that house person, because I watched the Django, and the D is silent. Let me get that right. I watched Django.
The Django.
And seeing that stuff is real. So how many people knew and didn't tell their people because they didn't want to ruffle feathers, or they didn't like how they didn't want to be in that situation? So it's like, I'm gonna be quiet. This is my imagination. My imagination is, and then you have those that don't adhere to what somebody is trying to tell them to help them. They got to see it for themselves, and they have so much trust into whoever they have trust into, or their slave master, to know that they wouldn't do them that way. Now let's flip it back. How many of us, people in general, would tell the help, and I'm using air quotes, I'm saying this in the most respectful way I can. I said that I can, not the co-host. If you tell the help that you don't need them anymore, that they're free, then that means that you have to do the work. So how many people would really, let's keep it 100, how many people would really tell the help that I don't need you, and I'm gonna go out and do the work myself. And there were black slave owners. Let's put it all out there. So this is not just a black white thing; it's a status thing. But you know how it is now.
They didn't want to lose their workers.
That's just what I envisioned. Go ahead, Rugo.
So we let's look at it through like this. So we looking through the lens here of like 1865 or 1866, 67, what have you.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you gotta look at it like this still too. Is that it's not like these people were like, hey, we gonna bow to what the government is saying. We were in the Civil War. You know,
the Civil War. Like, the Civil War was. Oh, that was 1864.
Yeah, I mean the Civil. You know, this is the remnants of the Civil War. You know what I mean? So I mean, like, it's not gonna like. It's not just gonna just end and people are like, well, that's the law now. Let's go ahead and.
Man, I'm dropping everything. I'm out.
Yeah,
boom.
But that's the thing. You have people who were resistant, just like today. That ain't my president. You know, well, it is your president. Like it, lump it, love it. You know, get out, ship out, right? And that's not just now, but that was a year ago. You know, too. It is your president. Unfortunately, he ain't the representative that you may want, wherever you fall on that pendulum. But the point is that
they're the
country
president.
Elected, deal with it. You know what I mean?
Okay, let's go to a viewer real quick.
Sorry.
No, you're fine. And action. That's what the one of the viewers said. And it took them 2 years to get the message in the first place. That was another one. Yes, and here's let's look at now. Let's bring it forward. How many people, and I won't even say in your circle, but how many people, and let's put it out there, not this cancel culture thingy, so I guess I should put a preface in ahead of time. This is not, Shop Talk with Mel is never to offend anyone. Let's be real. This is the show where it's okay to be you, and I need you to be your authentic self. That's what it boiled down to, okay? Now, how many people have you worked with? And not that you're trying to segregate anything or treat anybody differently, but it's let's say two black people in the workplace. You got two black people, it's predominantly white workplace. Two black people. You got one in leadership and you do quality work. And I know, just as most of you guys know, me being in management and being the only black face in the place, I had to over prepare for meetings, our weekly meetings. Mm-hmm. They expected me to know the answer, where my counterpart, if she didn't know the answer, she'd be like, oh, I don't know.
And then look at you.
But guess what? It was acceptable for her not to know. But they asked the question. I had to over prepare because I always had to have the answer. And sometimes when you didn't, you guys already know, for those of you who have stayed or somebody asked you a question, if you don't know, it's never I don't know. It is I'll find out. Just putting that out there for you lovely people. I'll find out. Okay? Never say you don't know. But I had to over prepare myself. So you have a black person in leadership, and then you have you that's working there. And it's a predominantly white work environment. All of your counterparts that you all are on the same page, you are over prepared, you're doing your job really well, never late, none of that stuff. They get a raise and you don't. And you know the black, you know the person in your black counterpart, your black leader, manager, and you talk to them on an everyday basis. And they don't mention anything about the race. And you hear in a meeting that everybody on your level got raises. So be like, oh, everybody on the line got raises. And I'm using this as an example. And you're listening to the meeting, it was like, well, I didn't get a raise. And all of your counterparts got a raise.
Oh, I'm asking a question.
And you listen, and you talk to your immediate supervisor daily. You eat lunch with that person, when y'all out daily. But they didn't mention anything about you getting a raise. but all of your counterparts got a raise. How do you feel about that? So you're going to talk to the person?
I'm going to talk to HR. Where's my raise at?
Now, right. Now, what would you think the reason would be if your boss had the ability to give you a raise? Your boss had your supervisor. They're the ones that actually was like, okay, I got this allocated. I'm gonna give it all to them, and you don't get it. What would you think that reason would be? Do you think it would be because they don't want to ruffle feathers, i.e. Django, i.e. house?
I was in a situation where I actually, the executive director had brought me in and was like, I'm giving you a raise, but I would like for you not to say anything about it. Right? You know what I mean? So like everybody else who was on that level, from what I understand, from what I knew, maybe they didn't get one, but I got one. You know, and really in my eyes, it was just, it was like it was like 86 cents. I was like, yeah, I'll take it. Hell yeah. You know
right.
what I mean? I had no problems with it. I'll take that 86 cent range, and I did not say anything. But there was some issues that I encountered on that job. One was my pay wasn't quite right when I started, and I was going to the person who was over it, who was African American, and I could not get anything resolved. I could not get this issue resolved. I'm like, hey, like you short me, maybe $2,000.
Uh-huh.
You know what I mean? And it's like, well, no, I'm like, no, this is wrong. It's wrong. And then like there was a little bit of a regime change, and those people came in who did not look like me at all. End up giving me more money.
And that's what I'm saying.
So it could have been we fixed the wrongs, whatever. That other person could have been like, I don't want to face the music or what I did wrong. But there was another,
or scared to ruffle the feathers. That's what I'm wondering. Or afraid to ruffle the feathers. Like, I don't want to lose my position because of this. Because it is people that don't look like us that are resolving these issues. And it's like, what is wrong? And it happens more often than not. And I call them vanilla wafers. Brown on the outside. That's what I call them. You know what I'm saying?
They don't want to lose that status, because if you're being recognized for exemplary work and you're doing good and you're getting those raises, eventually you're going to get to the same status or past them, and they don't want to lose their status.
You think
they want to be the
but
only one.
They're above you anyways, and they're your leadership.
And they want to stay that way.
Go ahead, Rugal.
Yeah, I just kind of feel though like the best mark of good leadership is knowing when to recognize a mistake or a failure. If you go around talking about everything's great, but the building's on fire. You know what I mean? No fire extinguishers nowhere. Everything's great. I mean, it's not. One thing I've always tried to do is that I've always tried to immediately correct anything I've done wrong in a leadership role. And just recently, I had to eat some major crow.
Okay, but what if it's not a mistake? There was no error. You just omitted it altogether and didn't mention it. And like I said, so if this is, and I'm using air quotes, this is supposed to be a friend, and nothing's mentioned like.
That's not a friend.
Well, I think the thing is that there's friends, and then there's people who act for self-preservation. Right.
Okay.
So you don't know what happened in that meeting that person was in, and the rationale for that. Let's say they had some crazy rationale. Let's say they were like, this person, they came in, we paid them this much, and then we realized, what if somebody said what if you were actually making? What if that person was actually making more money than the rest of the people, and then if somebody found out that person was making more money, and it's like, well, we got to bring everybody up now.
Okay, I get that, but here's
the person should have still been notified, I think.
Okay, here's the situation, just as I told you. So follow me with the situation. They're in leadership.
Yeah,
they're there. They're your friend. They know this is going on. you give everybody else, but you don't give your friends. So just as you said, you had to go over that person. And here's the thing, they never mentioned it. So it was almost kind of like, you got this, but don't say anything. But you happened to hear a meeting, and it was a public meeting that you hear. And the head boss is saying, oh yeah, we paid all of them this. And then you pick up the phone and you're like, hey, what happened? And they can't give you a reason. And the head lady said, what do you mean you weren't paid? So the head lady is, I'm looking like, first of all, it's just you and I. We both only black ones. And you don't even mention it. You know how you dialogue, you talk to this person on a regular and you don't even mention anything about it. And you don't have to talk about what's happening at work. You don't, because you maintain professionalism. But to totally, are you, and I'm trying to understand, are you don't want to ruffle feathers like I was saying, like the house.
Well, when you put it that way, I mean, I guess you said that earlier. I must have just blocked out. But when you say that it was mentioned at a meeting, how many days or weeks passed from the implementation of that raise to that meeting?
70.
70 days?
Well, matter of fact, no, maybe about
3 months. You said
probably 3 to 4 months.
So, yeah, that's because it almost. Yeah, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No. What'd you say, Nick?
Back pay. I want my back pay. Y'all, I should have got a raise when everybody else did, so I want my back pay. Like, for real.
Okay.
Like, it seems like, to me, if it was a sweeping thing like that, there should have just been a department meeting saying you all will receive a raise. It shouldn't have been like a one-on-one basis, unless they were trying to give people different amounts of money.
So,
you know what I mean? I don't know. But.
So, the meeting was a finance meeting, trying to get everybody and saying where the money was going. And that's how I was like, wait a minute, what? And that's how it came up in that meeting. So they were just talking about.
I would have been like, I didn't get no raise.
Right. And that's.
Are you sure about this?
Right. Wait a second. Is this made up or what?
People would have been pissed. Like,
yes.
I mean, that's your time to stand up. Like, you mentioned a raise. I didn't receive that.
But now here's the thing. Why wasn't that done publicly? Because that's your friend. So you're going to talk to your friend sideways like, hey, what's up?
Yeah, you got that right.
And that's what happened. But guess what? Still no answer.
Yeah.
She's not your friend.
Did the person get the raise?
Everybody else got it.
Did the person get the raise?
No, they're going to table it. They're talking about their whole thing, the whole department getting more money.
Okay, so while they're discussing the other department, the whole department getting more money, the person who's getting less money because everybody else got a raise is not being compensated for that difference.
Not as we speak, because that meeting is when they found out.
Okay, so was that meeting recently?
Yeah. The meeting was 2 days ago.
Yeah, but it only take a minute to do a math equation to say, okay, this much, this percentage, write her a check for that. Boom, done. And then now we working on this other issue. It only take a minute to do this.
And that's true.
For example, it only takes a minute to make. It only takes a split second not to make the decision to litter. Don't litter.
Just about that litter.
To throw away your trash in a proper receptacle. This message is from Google the movie guy.
Right.
Keep your neighborhoods clean.
Right. And my reason for bringing that situation up is because it's happening now. So if you look and it's like, okay, Texas didn't know, the slaves didn't know that they were free until 1865 because they didn't look. So the moral of the story is, or do the research, like somebody somewhere needs to pay attention. So the moral of the story is, people research everything for yourself, be aware, look around, and don't just close off, go into a building and then leave. Read those little pamphlets that they have at the job. Read those. The dress code. Read those. Like everything you do, even when you hear something and it might sound a little abstract, like we free. Y'all lying. Well, you know we ain't free. Oh yeah, we free. Do your research and say, I saw it. Boom. Yes, we are. So that, look, I had to bring it on back to the Juneteenth. Now, do you think it'll be a paid holiday?
I thought it was.
Yeah.
It is, because it's a federal holiday.
Uh-huh.
Oh, they made sure they told us yesterday at work. You still have to work today, even though this is now a federal holiday. But I guess because it was a last minute decision, so they couldn't. So
So next year, people who work on today will get paid.
Right.
So you gonna get time and a half then? Is that what they saying?
No, they ain't saying that now.
So it's gonna be 2020 June 19th pay.
Yeah. I don't know what they're gonna do that.
They wrote them checks for the stimmies. I don't know why they just want to hurry up and get that going.
I mean, if they recognize it as a paid holiday, it seems like they would, even if you had to work it. See, usually in those cases,
they're not going to do it because it was because it was just signed, and so yeah, they're not going to.
So it's not in their budget. The finance department didn't put it in the budget.
But next year, yeah. So yeah, they had to make that announcement yesterday. But yeah, speaking of raises, the second job, my manager called me on her way home yesterday to let me know about mine. Monday, before you jet out the room, because I know you're going to be ready about the morning, before you leave this one, I need to see you. I'll be there early because we need to discuss your raise because you're getting raised. Thank you.
Oh, now here's, we're going to go to a viewer. A viewer said that they're going to do it like Martin Luther King and Good Friday. You have to choose which one you want off and which one you want to work. I guess some places like every other holiday.
Whoa. Hold on.
Do your research, people. You want to listen.
But that must be some kind of policy that they're... Okay, so you work for the federal government. It's just an added day. Boom, it's right there. It's added, right?
Okay.
And then you have people who are unionized, right? And in unions, you fight for those days that you have off. I know this for sure because when I was doing that type of work, we were fighting to get MLK Day recognized in all union contracts.
Okay.
And this was only a few short years ago. So there's probably going to be some discussion at some tables to talk about, hey, we need to go back in here and open up this contract. I agree.
Well, if that one black manager is at the table, we know they ain't speaking up for us. Go ahead.
Well, the thing is,
they gonna be quiet. Oh, we don't have to be off. Go ahead.
You're gonna be mighty racist not to want the day off with pay. But I don't even want that filthy integration money. I want that filthy integration money.
Some people feel like that about Martin Luther King Day. They're like, oh my gosh, we got to be closed on Martin Luther King Day. It's a day off.
like you so devoted to your job. You like Chuck. You punched in late 5 times this week. You only work 5 days a week. Come on, Chuck. Take the money. Take the money and shut up. You ain't that devoted. Come on, like you up in here got tattoos of GM on your arm or something.
A mess.
Man. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to single out GM, bitch. Y'all know what I'm saying. Corporation tattoos.
Corporation tattoos. Just an example, people.
Yeah. But
is what?
I don't know. They can cut that check because I was in that limbo yesterday about not knowing what was what.
Well, guess what? Well, that's on that note. What we need to do is make sure that we do the research, check with your HR department, and see what's going on. And don't listen to just another coworker. Do it yourself. Check it out. Like, hear what they have to say, but check it out. to make sure it's true. All right, and so that you know that you know that you know.
I got a quick question. Did the Gorilla Glue lady come up with hair products?
Man,
did y'all talk about that?
Nope.
No, we talked about that. Yeah, we got to do more research on that.
Yeah, that's what we got to. We got to. I didn't want to put that out there because I am not encouraging nobody. Now, the views of Mel is not the views of the co-host on Shop Talk with Mel. But if you put Gorilla Glue in your hair, Hunty, I am not referring you to nobody. But we're going to do the research and we'll have all the information on next Saturday. Rugo, what's happening in the movie world?
Man, okay. I'm just going to put it out there like this. It's Father's Day weekend. People ain't really trying to do all that. They want to get their barbecue on, right? But if you are going to watch some things, I'm trying to, I'm unprepared for this segment because I was a late entry today. But I'm trying to think of what is out there.
You are not unprepared. It is, let me get that for you.
Let me get that to you. Okay, well, let me get this to you. Just this past week, the second part of Lupin had premiered on Netflix. Lupin is a story that talks about there was I guess it would be the equivalent of their James Bond, a French James Bond in the sense where he was a thief that stole from, people, maybe more like a Zorro or a Robin Hood of sorts. But anyway, that show has been, is a series on Netflix and the second part is out. I did happen to watch it. I thought it was okay. I mean, it was a nice time passer, The other things that I've checked out so far have been Sweet Tooth. Sweet Tooth is a series on Netflix. That's also that's a DC property that's executive produced by Robert Downey Jr. and his wife, and it's about a time where there's a virus, and then there's also children that are being born, hybrid animal humanoids, and people are struggling with the issue of, did they create the disease or were they a separate part of it, because both these occurrences are happening at the same time, and the journey of one named Gus to find his mother and to survive the atrocities of the time. So also, I got to catch up on Loki. I don't know, Nick, if you watched from the MCU, right? So anyway, this stars Tom Hiddleston and not Luke Owen. I can't even think of his name. Owen, his last name. Can't even think of his first name right now. Forgive me. But anyway, it's all right. It's going okay. So far a little bit slow to start, but I think that Disney will deliver, because this movie is going to roll into it's going to go, and then once it ends, the release of Black Widow will be in theaters on July 9th. So we have that to look forward to, and there's some other items coming up in July, but yeah, that's about all I have. I haven't been that tuned in this week.
You forgot about Space Jam. And what's going on with the Space Jam? They changing the outfit for the girl, for the rabbit.
That comes out July 17th. 16th.
But how you feel about they're changing her outfit? Remember, she was, when the original Space Jam, it had her in a nice little sexy hookup. Now they got her in just the jersey shorts and just the regular, the dude's outfit.
So they're not trying to hypersexualize the bunny?
Yeah, there you go. Look at Rugo, always put it together. He's so professional. Yes, they're not.
I don't know.
Well, no, they're not. There you go.
It also could be something to have the character be more androgynous to have appeal to everyone, too. That could be one of those marketing decisions. Who knows?
Is that appealing to everyone? Because look what they're doing with the Rugrats. Phil and Leo's mom, they're rebooting that, and she's coming out as, I guess she was a lesbian back then, but we didn't know. We just saw Phil and Leo. She used to always wear gym outfits. but now in the upcoming one, she's supposed to be a lesbian.
Oh, okay. Well, that'll be interesting to see that because I don't really have a lot of feedback on that to offer because I haven't checked into it. But playing basketball at one point in time in my life and being at a lot of basketball games, I mean, you really don't see form-fitting. You don't see women who play basketball in form-fitting outfits, right? You don't see it. Uniforms aren't really form-fitting for basketball.
No, ours wasn't. But we still, we look cute though. I had I had the headband on, the socks, whoop. But we couldn't wear the lace socks. Remember, that was the thing back then. We had to wear the uniform. So yeah, you're right. They just making it, they're making it the normal way.
At the time, they might have want to make it, this is the girl one.
And she was cold, yeah.
Like the girl one, So, maybe I wanted to see if I could pull up some pictures of it. But
yeah, and you were able to tell, okay, she's the female that's doing it. You know what I mean? Playing that ball. Now, let's talk about the new thing that's going around the internet, and that is the switching with your spouse parties.
Oh, okay. I can see why they did this.
So you're on the rabbit with the Space Jam? Go ahead.
I looked at the old one, and now I'm looking at the new one, and I see why they did it. Like, she got a half shirt on, short,
booty shorts, Daisy Dukes,
I didn't even realize that back in the day watching that.
Because you're a little kid. You know what I'm saying?
I didn't even realize it, I don't know. But, yeah, they tried to Jessica Rabbit her.
That's a good, yes, she was like Jessica Rabbit back then, and now she just blending. What about the standout? Somebody got to be outstanding. Anything? Crickets. Where's my cricket sound? What are my cricket sound effects? All right, let's talk about these new parties that's going around where spouses are dressing like their mate, their spouses. Did you see that?
I did see several pictures in the video of that, and to me, this one guy, he just seemed like he was far into it.
He was so wait. Let me go to wait. I gotta go to the viewer. The viewer says she could be outstanding with clothes on. Yeah, she could be outstanding with clothes on, but she won't stand out because they all blend in their team.
Right.
But that's just me. But thank you for your comment. Like our real female ball players. Yes. All right, Rugal. Go ahead. You said that the guy looked he did look like he was really into it.
You see him kicking up his leg?
Yeah, he was. If we're talking about.
Yes, we're talking about the same one. That one, he was. Listen, no. Do guys shave their armpits?
I don't, but maybe people do. I don't.
That particular guy, his armpits was clean. I needed to know what razor he used.
Just for the purposes of the party.
I don't know, because I was, one thing I've never done it.
And I noticed it because he had the halter dress on and he had his arm up and I was like, oh my gosh, look at his underarm. It was clean. It wasn't even like dark. You know how when you shave it's dark?
Yeah.
So I was wondering, I said, well, maybe is he using Nair? Like, I want to ask him.
Is he using Nair?
And he was wearing them heels, dancing. Did you see the video?
Those a platform sandals or something.
Yes.
Yeah, because you figure like this. I was like, some of that stuff. Okay, I could because I was when I seen the video, I was doing a comparison. Like, was this something that he got out of his wife's closet? Right. And I was like, well, she looked kind of small compared to his size, but she could have lost weight. Maybe that was something that was, from a day past or whatever.
Like that specifically, especially if she was, that she was like hers.
Yeah, I was like, he had to go out and make that purchase. Like, and maybe he was just, serious about it. You know what I mean? I mean, you get people, back in the day, if they had a jersey, they would make sure they had shoes to match them. You know what I mean?
Yeah, so, you definitely do that.
I don't know, but he seemed to really like to enjoy it. He really enjoyed himself.
More than the other guys had me rolling though. They look terrible.
Yeah,
they look. They look
Yeah.
terrible.
He was trying to be the star.
Okay.
Ain't gonna
Yes. A viewer said to you, Rugal, their feet were not the same size too. He was all in. Remember you said that she looked a
that's
lot
what I'm
smaller?
saying.
And he had on nails. I didn't even notice he had on nails.
Me neither.
He did it all.
He was all in.
But you know what? Why we mad though? Flip Wilson.
Flip Wilson still looked like Flip in a dress.
I mean, I don't know if anybody's mad.
But we had Flip Wilson. We had, listen, what's his name? Whatchamacallit? What's his name? Ving Rhames and Holiday Heart.
And he looked just like Ben Rhames in a dress.
I mean,
But nobody's upset. No.
And all the other characters.
Listen, nobody is upset at all. I thought it was kind of funny, but he was all in. He looked like he actually was all in. Now, you did have, like you said, Vin Rhames, but they looked like Vin Rhames in a dress.
Those characters, I mean, like, okay, if you got somebody trying to be, because in Hollywood,
And I definitely ain't mad at my husband.
But
Okay.
Ving Rhames in that movie, and this is like he was playing a person who was transgender, right? If I'm not mistaken, in that movie.
No, he was a gay man, but he was a singer.
Was he a gay? Oh, he was a gay man. So he was
in drag.
Yeah, he was in drag. Yeah, so that's why he looked like himself.
Yeah, he was drag. Yeah,
Okay, he was in drag. So it wasn't like the Wesley Snipes performance in what was that?
Blue.
Yeah. Okay. But I
Wesley looked like Cheryl Underwood.
All I'm saying is that the guy seemed to very, very much enjoy himself.
He did.
And maybe he's just that guy. Maybe he that party guy. I don't know.
You didn't hear that speak, or did you, Rugal?
Huh?
I heard it, Dale.
You right.
I didn't say that.
I said it. Yeah, I thought that was Cheryl Underwood. I know it was Wesley Snipes.
Oh. Well, they do favor each other.
When he dressed up. But when they're not, they don't.
Outside of it, they got like the same kind of features. They can be siblings.
Oh, they got the same father.
No, I don't know that. I'm saying
I'm just talking. But just like, no, I didn't say that.
Funny.
Hilarious. Oh, see, he still looked like a man.
You ain't gonna have Mr. Underwood calling me talking about Wesley Snipes ain't my daddy.
Now you done threw Spike Lee. Look, now you done through Spike Lee.
I done threw Spike Lee.
All jokes, people. Don't take it to heart. Don't take it to heart. All right, today's footnote. Today's footnote is say it, see it, and do it. Whatever it is that you're trying to achieve, you have to speak it out loud, see it, visualize it, and implement it. Go forward.
Sounds like the show is coming to an end.
It is, sir.
If that's the case, I know during my lovely time here on the show, we didn't say anything about Father's Day. So
listen. You know what? Okay, I appreciate it. No, we didn't. Yes. Where was it? You know what happened? You know what happened? That's probably what that dude really was saying, because he is a father. Like, y'all got y'all done sat there talk about Juneteenth, that y'all forgot all about Father's Day on Sunday. Happy Father's Day to our only father on here, Rugal. So happy Father's Day to you.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Any plans?
Not really, no. But I will say that the combination of Father's Day and now Juneteenth being potentially falling on the same week or weekend will make for the most explosive, exciting weekend ever in the history of these United States of America.
Listen, and he was being sarcastic.
Great.
Listen, he was being sarcastic. You see what happened? Juneteenth overpowered it. Mother's Day is never treated like Father's Day. I got to be honest. At this age, I appreciate like a Father's Day, Mother's Day, because
a joint day.
Everybody just leave y'all alone.
No.
Everybody leave. Give me some peace, a massage, I'm
No.
content.
No, I clearly want to be able to show that I'm the best, that I'm the more loved parent, and that won't come from a shared day.
So what do you want to do? You want reservations?
Separate but equal.
That's what we want. That's what we want.
Only for Mother's Day and Father's Day, right? Separate but equal. That's what it is. Only for those particular days.
So what do you want? Restaurant reservation?
No, not now. Hell no.
Not during COVID. Because listen, the people are not wearing their masks, and you could be vaxxed or unvaxxed, but we saw where we had Major League Baseball players, we had the crews, people that were vaxxed who actually have COVID. So I go out. This lady that was serving my food, y'all already know how I am. And pre-COVID, I thought about it. I'm like, okay, they're bringing my plate. I hope they didn't sneeze or anything and nothing's on there. So you say your prayer over your food. But it seemed like they were extra close yesterday. Extra, like all in my face. Would you like more water? Well, you just sprinkle something in my water. Now, and the reason that I'm on that is because when I wear the shield, I be spitting when I be talking. I was like, oh, like I saw some, the remnants on the shield. I was like, oh, and I'm doing that. And I'm quite aware.
So just imagine what they're doing.
Right. But they're some of the waiters and waitresses, they're not mandated to wear the mask, so they don't have to. But are you? And I do feel like even with like the weather being hot and overheating, you have that mask on too. That can be, please breathe. That's my thing. Please breathe. I don't want you to like pass out, from being overheated and wearing your mask or stay in the house or do something. So that's where that's where I stand on that. Now back to the Father's Day. What would you like for Father's Day, Rugo? What's a good Father's Day gift?
This is a question I was asked and I did not give an answer, which people are mad at me about this. I'm like, I don't know, don't really care. Now I did tell my son, I told him, and usually for me it's something practical. I told him I wanted something between gardening stuff or a set of like wireless headphones or something. So
you don't want a Grill Master set?
I mean, you already, how many? Did
I give you one? Yeah. Did I give you one?
For your
birthday?
Came in a box or something.
Yeah, for your birthday.
Something like that. I mean, no, I don't need that.
That's work. That's work. Here's a Grill Master. You cook barbecue for Father's Day with this.
Man, look, I went out yesterday and I was mad because I should have bought my stuff a week or two ago. Man, $5 a pound for ribs, baby back, $5 a pound. I was like, just on principle alone, I was like, I'm going vegan this Father's Day.
I think a whole bunch of us are because meat is really, really high. Do you think that? Well, they didn't know. Do you think they mark the meat up after President Biden signed? Like, oh wait, it's a big holiday. Let's do it. There's a holiday.
They're gonna be buying them ribs. Raise part prices.
Raise
all prices through the roof.
All right, we're about to end the show, but I do have a question for you, and you are a father.
Mm-hmm.
Who buys you Father's Day gifts? Because we were having
everyone who knows me. You best remember that gift.
That's crazy because
no one gets a pass.
No one gets a pass because we were having this conversation, and I bought my husband Father's Day gifts from the children, but then when they got grown, I'm not buying the Father's Day gift. You're not my father,
right? Well, I think the dynamics changing that. You know what I mean? Because I've given, post my son, being a child per se. I think I've given gifts. Like here's a card, or gift card or something of that nature. I mean.
So is it rude not to give it? Like, so you're dating somebody and you give them a Mother's Day gift?
Yeah, I mean, if I'm dating that person and they have kids, yeah, well, I mean, yeah.
Their children should be getting them a Mother's Day gift.
Well, that too. I mean, that should happen too. But I guess the thing is that you can honor the journey. You can honor motherhood as an institution without being tied to that person as a mother.
That's called a text.
A sibling, a child.
That's called a text, not a gift.
Well, I mean, it depends on how you feel about that person.
Right. If you're dating, I mean,
if you
y'all just want to buy gifts.
No,
I don't know. Keep the person on earth, but.
So let's say if it's somebody who's always been, near and dear to you, and you want to,
a father figure.
A
father figure, that's different. A father figure. But I ain't sleeping with my dad, so he don't get a gift. He don't get a gift. Look at you. See, Nick, we know. Like,
she's not what?
She said, I ain't sleeping with my dad, so.
What does that do?
It got everything to do. You just get a text. Your father, Happy Father's Day, or you get a greeting.
With your.
You said a father figure, so giving gifts to a father. Giving gifts to a father figure. So if I'm give to a father figure, there you go. That's a father figure. But if it's a guy I'm dating and he's a father, you could get a text and say Happy Father's Day.
Okay, I get what you're saying. I understand what you're saying. I don't know if I completely agree with that.
And I'm gonna be honest. I've never got a Mother's Day gift from, besides my mother. My mother gives it to me, but from a guy.
Have you ever been invited to a party where all moms are celebrated or something?
I feel like it may be that. No, I haven't been invited to a party where all moms are celebrated, because y'all know how I am. I want to be celebrated alone. So my birthday, it better go down. It best to go down on my birthday.
So there it is right there, folks.
Yeah, if I'm not your mother, a text is just fine. You don't have to give me no flowers. You don't got to take me out for Mother's Day, all that other stuff, because this is the way that I feel. I'm not taking you out on Father's Day. Now, if you are a father, the children need to. Would you get, now if the children are underage, boom, the gift is from that mother from that child. But no, she's not interested.
So what if there's a situation? I gotta think. I really gotta think back on this and see how I played this, because I have no recollection of this, but of what was done. But what if those children are small?
Then you buy.
Okay, so even if they're not my kids,
even if they're not
involved, I buy on behalf of those kids.
Yes, and they present it.
Not we.
Not if they're not your kids. If they're not your kids, no, that's their daddy. That's their daddy job.
Okay, but if the father is no longer around or passed away or something like that.
Okay, now that's a different story. But then maybe grandma can pick up the slack. I understand.
Well, I personally think it's a good gesture, because if you're going to be with that woman and she has kids, it's showing that you recognize all of her.
Yeah, and usually if you're with somebody, you plan to be there for the long haul, so you're looking at them as your stepchildren.
Christmas gives you the same thing for the children. Here you go, baby. How about your Christmas gift? Happy birthday, sweetheart.
We're different, Rugal.
I see.
We're different. But yes, if the mother is, if you become a stepdad or a stepmother, then yeah, you give for them to present.
But if you're only dating at the time.
What's dating though? Are we dating or are we like exclusive? People kind of get that kind of like. You're
exclusive. Dating is just pretty much receiving data. That's what dating is. Mm-hmm. You're receiving data. You're trying to see if y'all gonna go any further. Do I have a future with this individual? And at this stage of the game, we should be looking at the future and not just a date.
So if I'm dating someone, like clearly, like we go out, we have fun or whatever, but there's no true commitment outlined, and Mother's Day happens to fall during that time period. you're saying I'm a no obligation to recognize nor give a gift.
I didn't say recognize. That's a text.
I say that, yeah.
That's a text.
I'm just asking.
Yes. He getting it all together. He getting it all together.
Y'all crazy. Y'all crazy.
But see that, but let me tell you, because it poses a problem, honestly. So if you are with somebody and your child's Mother's Day is coming up, your child is older and you are dating somebody else. Well, not dating, you are exclusive with someone else, and you purchase a gift for your adult child's mother for Mother's Day. That's gonna pose a problem, sir.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think so.
Have you asked the other person? See, y'all gotta ask them women. And
Do I ask? I don't ask. Listen, I'm from the school of thought. You just do what you do. If you gotta ask somebody, I'm not asking anybody nothing. What I look like?
Crazy, you crazy.
What do you want for dinner? I don't care what you want for dinner.
You just doing it. Listen, wait a minute. Let me wrap it up because we done did the after show. For you all who are tuning in right now, this is what we do on the after show. Find you, embrace you, most importantly, always, always love you. Until next week, people. Shop top.
Oh, shoot, we got it together this time.
How about that? Write it down, lovely people. Write it down.